Blox has just released another update. And not just any update, but the biggest PvP update yet. And in this video, we'll be looking at all the fruits, the races, the fighting styles, guns, swords, all these other systems that got changed and balanced and either buffed, nerfed, and anything for that matter, all in today's video. And also later on in this video, we'll be comparing them and all these changes side by side so that way you know exactly what the difference was with all these changes. So before we go on and compare them, Blox has released another bulletin. Well, not another bulletin, but like a blog post. We can get a rough idea of what was changed and see it through this blog post. So before we go into the game and directly compare all the changes, let's read this first and all right, so the balance log. All right, we've never gotten one of these before. We've always used to have bulletins, but now because bulletin's over, we now got a balance log on the Gamer Robot website. So let's go ahead and read this. First thing I'm noticing, this guy is using dark fruit and he's buffed. This guy's using lightning fruit because that's the lightning dragon move, and he's nerfed. This guy's Kitsune. He's got also Kitsune got nerfed. Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. We gotta read this. The summer PvP patch notes. The biggest PvP balance update yet. Balance patch 1. So does this mean we're gonna get more than one balance patch? I don't know. A multitude of changes to reshape PvP by the development team. Oh, so it looks like we got one like blog we have to read through, and then we can actually see what was nerfed and changed. Oh my god, there's so much. Holy crap. Oh my god, there's so much. Okay, let's go do this. Let's go read it. Oh, look at me, look at me. I got nerfed? What? No, this can't be right, because this is how I'm feeling right now. Why did I get nerfed? What the? I am perplexed. And God Human, why Sharkman Karate is all happy, freaking Death Step is all happy, but not, dude, Dragon Talon needs a buff, right? Yeah, it does actually. Okay, I don't want to know what the nerf was, but we got to find out. Let's go read this first and then find out all the changes that happened. The 2026 Summer Balance Update is the largest balance patch we have ever shipped, with more than 100 changes across fruits, fighting styles, swords, guns, races, and core instinct mechanics. Some familiar builds have ruled PvP for a long time, while plenty of other tools have struggled to find their place. Yeah, like freaking Dragon. Dragon's been ruling the skies in PvP ever since that came out 2 years ago. So, hey, did that get nerfed? All right, this update is meant to shake things up by pulling back a few of those dominant options and giving overlooked fruits, weapons, and fighting styles stronger hitboxes, faster abilities, and useful new tools, and in some cases, completely new behavior. Okay, you may find yourself going back to old favorites, trying combinations you normally wouldn't use, and rethinking the builds you have relied on. With this many changes landing at once, PvP may feel a little chaotic at first. That is part of what makes an update this big exciting. Okay, so this is at first, by the way. This is all the PvP changes for right now, until they have to rebalance everything because everything's kind of broken. So balance will continue to evolve after these changes go live. We may adjust values, mechanics, and interactions again after seeing the update live, reading your feedback, and finding problems that could not be fully uncovered during testing. Boom. All right, update overview. All right, so basically what this is telling us, they've made a lot of changes and we're about to find out exactly what. But along with that, this isn't the only change they're going to be doing. There's probably going to be another one the next week once they find out what needs to be like fine-tuned and like adjusted. But it really matters that you guys are saying what the complaints are in PvP. So go in game, try out PvP after seeing all these changes. What is too strong? What is too weak? Let the community know, let the devs know, and so that way they can see your request and make these changes, you know? All right, so an update overview, the balance changes overview. Here you can find at a glance what fruits, swords, guns, races, fighting styles, and core mechanics were changed. All right, so 26 things were buffed, 8 nerfs, 5 adjusted, and bro, one of these is mine apparently, because if we look at this artwork, apparently I got a nerf, but it only has 1 arrow, so maybe it's a small nerf, while these 3 got big buffs. Let's look at the buffs at first. Okay, so Dark got a buff, Darkblade, oh, everything's in alphabetical order. So Dragon Talon didn't get a buff, unfortunately. Darkblade, Deathstep, Doe, Dragon Hybrid, okay, so like the hybrid form, Eagle, Fiend, Flame, Gas, Ghost, Gun M1's got a buff, interesting. Ice, Instinct, so like the observation thing, like the dodges, that got a buff. Kabucha, Mammoth, Phoenix, Whole V2, Quake, Sand, Sharkman Karate, Spider, Tiger, Twin Hooks, Venom Bow, Werewolf, and Yeti. Yeah. Okay, so the only two fighting styles that did get a buff was Sharkman Karate and Death Step. But I'm interested to see, like, what does it mean by Instinct and Gun M1s? Like, how did that get a buff? Or Dragon Hybrid? If, bro, Dragon, like the hybrid form got a buff, does that mean like other parts of the dragon fruit got nerfed? By the way, guys, which one of these fruits or like things do you use? Did it get buffed? Did it get nerfed? Did it get adjusted? Actually, we haven't found out what the nerfs are. Let's read it. All right, so now what got nerfed? No! Dragon Heart, bro? Why are they trying to nerf me? Empyrean Kitsune, Gold V4, okay, Kitsune, Lightning, Sanguine Art, Skull Guitar, and Yama. Oh, so I didn't get a nerf? Then what does this artwork mean? Maybe adjusted? Hold on. So what got adjusted? Control, Diamond, Pain, Shark V4, and True Triple Katana. So these are all different things that have gotten nerfed or buffed or adjusted. Oh, and I'm pretty sure, I'm sure like there's like multiple changes with each one. So now it's just a matter of finding out exactly what. Oh, they have like an index, so we can just jump straight into the fruit changes, the fighting styles, the swords, guns, races, systems. Oh, you know what? Because I want to compare the swords and the fruits and the fighting styles and the guns and whatever and the races. Let's look at the systems first and then like work backwards, okay? So systems, gun M1s, all M1 attacks now have aim assist, like for every platform, like a PC, console, mobile. Like how does that work? Now with Instinct, dodge regeneration time decreased from 40 seconds to 30 seconds. Oh, allowing instinct dodges to replenish 25% faster. Wow, that's actually gonna be a big change because everyone has instinct. That's gonna really change the tides of like PvP. It's not like instinct isn't just like one thing that certain people have. Everyone has instinct. Like if you're like a progressed player, like I'm sure you have observation, you have dodges, you can dodge attacks. So this is gonna be very interesting. I wonder how people are gonna react to this. All right, next, then we have some bug fixes. Tab boosts movement exploit, patched for Dragon Talon, Diamond, Electric Claw, and Sanguine. Oh, so was this the nerf they're talking about? The exploit allowed players to travel much farther than intended when triggered. Okay, so it sounds like they just patched the bug here. Flash Step instant combo exploit patched. The exploit allowed some players to instantly combo moves after using Flash Step. Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with like PvP, so I don't know if that's a big change. Let me know if that's like a crazy change that they made or like a bug fix that they fixed. All right, that's cool. Actually, I want to try out the gun M1 thing. So hold on. So I'm on PC right now. This might not apply to me, but like if I spawn a training dummy, okay. Well, I guess I'm not exactly aiming at it. You know what's unique? If you zoom in, you might notice like when I'm aiming a certain part, like if I aim at the arm kinda, it might sometimes auto aim at the torso. Is that like the aim assist that they're talking about? Or is this even like a PC change? Because like if I aim up here, it's not gonna hit him. If I aim like slightly to the right, it's still not gonna hit him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this is like a PC player change. Guys, if you're on console and you've tried this out or you're on mobile device, is there like a real aim assist? Is it like different? Let me know in the comments down below. Because I'm not feeling not much aim assist here. Because you know my aim's trash. I need that. So Ghoul V4, the you know how it has like multiple gears and whatnot and that sort of thing. The first gear, the lifesteal decreased from 27 to 20%. That's nuts. But the second level of that gear went from 37 to 30. That's a pretty steep difference. Now the crows for this, like the second gear or whatever, crows now drain instinct instead of breaking it instantly. I think that's a fair balance because that sounds kind of insane. The fact that it broke it instantly, that sounds broken. I think this is a good change. Now crow's damage decreased by 10%. Okay, but how about Sharkman? So Sharkman V3 cooldown increased by 15%. Okay, and the duration increased from 4.5 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay, now with the V4, the upgraded shield now scales up to 60% of maximum HP. And for the damage with the V4, enemies hit by the whirlpool have their damage decreased by 20%. So now that we reviewed that, I want to start reviewing the tinier stuff. So next we have guns. There's only 2 gun changes. Oh wait, these are buffs. Hold on. Oh, hold on. We go to all changes and then sort by guns. There we go. All right, so we have 3 guns that got changed. We got the Kabucha, the Skull Guitar, and the Venom. Damn, Skull Guitar got nerfed. Okay. All right, let's look at this first. Kabucha Z now applies a 0.5 second stun instead of a knockup. Okay, hold on. Let's actually compare that. Let's actually make sure that's true. So here I have an alt account in the old version of Blox before the PvP patch went live. And here we have me in the latest Blox update patch. So let's compare this. Let's compare the Kabucha. So supposedly when I use the Z move, Okay, it knocks them up into the air. Okay, that's expected. But now, in the latest patch, they shouldn't even be going into the air at all. So let's see. Whoa, I did not aim there. Oh, so they don't even go up in the air no more. Huh, does that make it harder for combos or does it make it easier? Because typically I know people like to like shoot them up in the air, then go up and then like shoot them again, that sort of thing. But this one at least like it stuns them in place. So that way I guess they're an easier shot. Okay, is that a W change? Let me know. The X end lag decreased from 0.4 seconds to 0.2. I can't really measure that. So there's some things that we're not gonna be able to like compare because it's just like so inty binty that it's like, how can we like tell difference? But also just like hitbox stuff, we can't really see it in like a sort of sense. So we're gonna skip all that and like focus on the actual changes that we can measure. So Skull Guitar, the fix, there's a fix for this. Movement bug abuse mitigated. So apparently there's a Skull Guitar bug that got fixed. X, the hitbox size decreased by 15%. So the hitbox size, meaning like, I don't know if that means the actual radius of the skill, which honestly might be a much needed change because that's a big skill. Like anyone could get caught up in that. Is it different from the main game or the main update now? Like, does it look smaller? It looks the same. It's just the hitbox is probably the hitbox is smaller, just not the actual skill design. So that part's not different. It's just the hitbox itself. Now with the Venom Bow, the Z range increased by 15%, and now the X now applies a 1-second stun even when instinct dodged. Oh, so the X now stuns people. Let's see for ourselves. Okay, so he did get stunned for a second, but this was like, oh, they need to be instinct dodge, so it's not gonna work. Okay, never mind, hold on. But what about the range? How far can the range go? Okay, that can go pretty far. What if I go all the way up here? Let me try to hit back there. Okay, I can go that far. Hold on. How far can this go already? Okay, it stopped there. How far do I have to be to hit that wall? Okay, so this is the exact point where I barely hit this wall. Like if I stand right here and I hit that press the Z skill, I barely hit it. Now if I try shooting again, now I can't hit it. So apparently it's been increased by 15%. So if I was standing right here, I need to go here. So I should hit this. Okay, now if I go back a couple, this is pretty far back from the initial point. I can still hit it. Okay, how far back can we go now? That still hit the wall. Oh my God, hold on. How far is 15%? Damn, what if I can go all the way up here? That still hit, bro. I went from there to all the way over here. What if I go here? What if I jump up a little? Does it still hit the wall? Oh no, not that far, not that far. Then what's the cutoff? There we go, I see, okay. So I went from like right here, I went from all the way over here to this middle point. Now the new distance generated is all the way at this green point. That's crazy, that's a big difference. That's a big difference for range. All right, that's it for guns. Let's move on to the swords. Now there's only a couple swords that got changed. Dark Blade, hold charge speed increased by 10%, end lag decreased by 30%, range increased by 10%, hitbox size increased by 10%. Jesus, oh my God, that's a lot of changes. Now Dragonheart, instinct drain increased by 50% for the initial hits. That's a nerf? Oh, decreased by 50%. Damn, okay. So my Z skill, like, you know how like people have observation dodges, like this sort of thing. So the initial hits, when people will get hit by the Z skill, they won't take as many dodges. You know what I mean? That's kind of like, that's the change. Whole V2 hitbox size increased by 35%. That's pretty big actually, 35%. Now the X end lag decreased from 0.3 seconds to 0.15 seconds. Range increased by 20%. Hitbox size increased by 20%, yada yada. True Triple Katana, end lag increased by 0.5 seconds. Travel speed increased by 25 seconds. Okay. The twin hooks got buffed. The Z skill, enemy landing location is now more predictable. Basically what it's saying, the twin hook Z now has auto aim. Now the Yama, it got nerfed. The X no longer breaks instinct, only drains instinct while the target remains in the hitbox. This is kind of hurting my brain a bit, whatever that means. That sounds like a good change, I guess. If Yama was OP, is that a good change? Let me know, because I don't know swords too much. Now we're starting to dip into like some of the better stuff, the fighting styles. Now, how could they nerf me? Because apparently I got nerfed, but I don't know by what. Death Step got a lot of changes. Hold on. The range increased by 50%, hitbox size increased by 50%. Damn! Range increased by 20% for the X skill, and the X skill hitbox size increased by 20%. The C, the damage over time increased by 20%. The end lag decreased increased by 0.25 seconds to 0.1 seconds. The hitbox size increased by 15%. And now the V skill, the cooldown decreased by 50%. Duration decreased by 50%. Damn, okay, so that's actually kind of crazy. Hold on. All right, so I'm gonna try to carefully time this. I'm gonna be as quick as I can. But the moment I press V, let's watch the cooldowns. All right, let's see the cool. Oh damn! On the main the thing, it's moving a lot quicker. Hold on. Oh, would you look at that? My flame did end early, but the flame on the other character is still going. But I still am not off cooldown yet. Ah, okay. And now I'm off cooldown, but on the bacon character, it just got to halfway. So I guess it really did, the cooldown really did decrease by 50%. Nice, okay. And I'm sure these other changes are true as well. Sanguine, all right. Freak you, Sanguine. The range decreased by 15%. Hitbox size decreased by 10%. No, screw you, Sanguine. All right. Oh my God, Sharkman Cardi. Wait, I thought I got nerfed. Where was my change? I guess nothing happened. I guess they're just like trying to scare me. But what does Sharkman Karate get buffed? The X no longer launches the opponent into the air. Orb speed increased by 25%. Oh, wait, what's this? New. The C move now grants temporary health based on damage absorbed. No longer instinct trickable. The hold can no longer be canceled by incoming damage. Damage reduction while holding increased. Maximum hold time is now 1.5 seconds. All right, just give this guy the world. All right, no. Because make Sharkman Karate its own fruit at this point. Because what the hell are these changes, bro? I felt like I just read the Bible trying to understand what the patch was. Like, oh, okay. So apparently that's a lot of stuff for the fighting styles. But now we're dipping into the fruits, the actual fruit changes. And starting off big, we have the control fruit. All right, let's compare this. While you're outside your domain, the X cooldown increased by 4 seconds. Hitbox size decreased by 10 seconds. Okay. The C cooldown increased by 4 seconds. Now the F end lag increased by 0.25 seconds when hitting an enemy. Oh, I don't know how to measure this, but let's compare the cooldown. So I got my trusty stopwatch here. The moment I press X, I'm gonna start the cooldown or the timer. Boom. All right, and I'm gonna stop it as soon as it's ready. Okay, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 6, 7, 7. Boom. All right, that cooldown was 10.8 seconds. I might be off by a couple milliseconds, but now let's compare on the latest update. If this is correct, it should be 14 seconds or 4 more seconds than this, or just about. All right, let's boom. All right, we're timing it. Okay, still going. Almost there. Oh, boom. All right, damn, 15.3 seconds. That's 5 seconds more. But honestly, give me some padding. Give it some padding. Round down a bit, but give it some padding because my timing might be off. But the fact that it's like 5 seconds more, that just proves it actually was adjusted. Damn, that's actually sick. Oh my God. Is that sick? I don't play control. I don't use control, so I don't care. So this is true. The cooldown was increased by 4 seconds. I'm sure the hitbox is also true. Now let's compare the C skill. All right, the C skill. All right. All right, the cooldown's going. Almost over, and stop it. I got exactly 11 seconds. Hopefully that's exactly what the cooldown was because that would be crazy. Now let's compare it on the latest update. All right, it's going. Damn, it actually kind of does feel long already. All right, still going. Already past 11 seconds. Boom, 15.4. That's like 4 seconds more. So basically it's right. Practically it's right. Okay, that's cool. All right, before we move on to the dark, I actually want to look back at the dagger mode M1. So this is damage increased by 350%, but the cooldown was increased by 250%. Now on my alt account, on this version, I don't have, when it's talking about the dagger mode M1, it's not talking about these M1s. That's the same. It's talking about the drag and click one when you're in dagger mode. That is fast. Like, also, I can't damage anyone right now because I don't have the hidden ability with the control to do damage with people. So that's why I can't do damage on this account. But you may notice it's a lot faster. Look how quick that is. But now if I go on this account that has the hidden ability, it's 1700 damage. I don't know what it was before. By the way, on max level, these are my stats. I have whatever in mastery. But you may notice it's now a lot slower. I can't just spam it. There's like a longer cooldown to it. Oh, look at that. Zealous just joined me. So that's really cool. I think that's really unique. I really like how, I guess that was a problem. I don't know. I guess that was a problem. Control fruit. All right, diamond. M1 no longer breaks instinct. Cooldown decreased by 20%. Nice. C, added a 1-second stun. Damn, that might be strong. All damage decreased by 10%. Okay, there we go. Now it balances out. That's insane. Damn, here we go. Doe making a comeback. Look at all these changes. All right, awaken Doe, not unawakened, just awaken. Z tap, hitbox size increased by 15%. Damn. Z hold, travel speed increased by 20%, and the hitbox size increased by 15%. Oh, damn. This is gonna be crazy. Hold on. Now the X skill, on hit and lag decreased by 20%. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's good. Hitbox size increased by 20% on both variants. Oh, so like if you don't know, the X skill has actually 2 versions where you press it from the ground, it just does that, or if you do it when midair, it does that. Apparently on both variants, the hitbox size is now 20%. So I guess it's easier to hit your targets with that. That should be cool for people with bad aim like me. Now to C, hitbox size increased by 25%. Damn, this is really good for people with no aim like me. Stun duration increased by 40%. That's disgusting. Oh my God. I already know a lot of you guys are gonna be complaining about dough fruit. Jeez. Maximum hold duration increased from 3 seconds to 4. Cast time decreased by 20%. That's nuts. That's a big change for dough. Wasn't it like already kind of strong before? And now it's like insane? I don't know. I might be just as confused as you are, but let's move on. Now the dragon hybrid form. This is the only thing that got changed to dragon, surprisingly. I'm surprised it didn't get so much nerfs. But the hybrid form, the X now breaks instinct. Hitbox size increased by 20%. Cool. Oh my God, there's so many fruits left. All right, I'm gonna try to be quick. Eagle. Z and lag decreased by 20%. Cool. C, wind up decreased by 45%. Travel speed increased by 25%. The V, the ultimate, hitbox size increased by 20%. Stun duration increased by 30%. Whoa. 30%? No, that's not what I meant. 30%. Flight speed increased by 30%. Huh, that's pretty good. Okay. The flight meter, the meter drain increased while flying with a gun or sword equipped. Oh, that's interesting. So even though I got all these buffs, this might be balancing it out. Maybe not enough, but that's still pretty good. All right, Empyrean Kitsune. Let's look at your nerfs. Now the untransformed Z tab no longer breaks instinct. That's probably really good for some of y'all. Z hold damage decreased by 30%. Damn, that's a lot. Hold on. So the untransformed Z hold. So I just did upwards to 11,000 damage. Wait, I had to aim for this though. Wait, I had to aim really good at this. I had to aim really good with this. So about 11,000. Okay, now let's try here. Let me try aiming good. 7,200. Let me try again. 7,200. Oh, I suck at aiming. Hold on. Dude, I can't aim that good. Oh my God. 7,300. Let's try again. 7,300. Damn, so it went from 11,000 to 7,300. Oh, if you manage to hit all those attacks, that's like minus 4,000 damage. Holy, that's a big nerf. All right, the X now channels on hit. The user cannot cast another ability before the animation completes. All right, end lag increased by 0.3 seconds on the C skill. Nice. All right, so this is gonna be interesting. When the Fiend Fruit came out, I know a lot of y'all were saying, oh, Fiend Fruit sucks. It's not worth it. The Yeti's better or something like that. So now there's a lot of buffs. Let's see what got changed. These are all transform skill changes. The Z tap wind up decreased by 20%. Hitbox size increased by 15%. Nice. The Z hold cast time decreased to 0.75 seconds. I don't know what it was before. The X hold cast time decreased by 20%. Range increased. Hitbox size increased by 25%. The C end lag decreased by 60%. I don't know what that means, but 60% is a big number, a big change. The F hitbox size increased by 15%, and all damage increased by 17%. Whoa! Okay, now that's insane. Let's test the wind up and also the damage. So if we transform, if we tap Z, 4,782. So the wind up was decreased by something percent, 20%. That kind of seems pretty instant already. Like I barely attack, and I guess there's a tiny wind up. Now let's compare it to the other one. Wait, how much damage did we do? 4,782. Now let's do here. Oh, that does do more damage. That's like 400 more damage. I can't tell really that the wind up is quicker because it's already a tap skill, so it's kind of hard to compare, but it does do more damage, like 400 more damage. Hey, so that's true. All right, moving on to Flame. The X Awaken Flame skills. The X travel speed increased by 40%. That's pretty good. The V cast time decreased by 30%. Travel speed increased by 30%. Whoa, that's actually that's decent. That's really good. Now the F cooldown decreased by 20%. I want to compare the V skill because if the cast time was decreased by 30%, the travel speed by 30%, that must mean it's like pretty fast now. Let's compare. So to be a good judge, let's go all the way over here. Hold the V skill. That's pretty slow. I don't know how long it took to do that, but let's compare it to the other one. Let's compare it to the new one. That charged up pretty fast. Now if I let go, does that feel faster? I don't know. Hold on. Let's try again. This is the old one. Damn, that does feel slow. Now the new one. Wow, I can't tell. Hold on. Wait, I might have to time this. All right, I got my timer. Hold on. The moment I let go, I'll start the timer, and when it explodes, I'll stop the timer. Boom. All right, it took 2.11 seconds for it to explode or travel that distance. 2.11. Now this one, 1.76. I kind of stopped it like a tiny bit late, but it's still shorter. So I guess it's faster. That's too short of a distance to really compare it, but at least we know. All right, Gas Fruit. Hitbox size increased by 15% for the Z skill while you're transformed. The C skill damage increased by 30%. Charging time reduced by 30%. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, this is Ghost. This is gonna be the cool one. Hold on. Z. Cast time decreased by 50% and stun duration increased from 1 second to 1.2 seconds. Okay. Wow. What a whoop-de-doo. 1.2 seconds. All right. X. Range increased by 15%. The C knockback decreased by 30%. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, but because some people like the knockback for the C skill. V. New. Summon ghosts are receiving a major ability upgrade and can now mirror sword abilities. Oh, whoa. That's gonna be sick. Hold on, I gotta test that. But the F cast time decreased by 50%. All right, let's try this out. Hold on. So if we go to Ghost, we have our Ghost buddies. Oh, they can hold out a sword, but they won't use my skills, right? Oh, wait, they don't use my melee skills as well. What's wrong with you guys? All right, they're kicking them to death. So what about the swords? They're only M1ing. Wait, if I hold out my gun, they don't hold out their guns. Now, in the new version, I think this is a bug. So the ghosts weren't mimicking my skills at all. But if I go with my ghost and I use my Z skill, now they'll do exactly what I'm doing. Oh, they can't do that. But look, now they're doing what I'm doing. Okay, but now if I summon my ghost, now they should do sword skills as well. Oh my God, they're holding it. What? That's gonna be crazy. Now, how about the X? No way. 5,000 damage. Wait. Did I miss? Only 5,000? Yo, what? Does it do any damage with my ghost? Or does it just do the stun part? I don't get it. I mean, that would be insane if it just did all of that. But like, how does it really work then? But that's sick. It's still doing my sword skills. So wait, what if I miss and one of my ghosts miss, but the other ghost managed to hit it, the enemy, does that count as a skill? It's almost like a big, ginormous hitbox for my skills in case I miss. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm over there, I don't know how it works. You see how like it's a wider radius now because I have my ghost? Maybe it's like that. Like the enemy's right here, but I initially fired it over here and I skimmed past. I don't know. I don't really get it, but it's something, right? I don't know. Anyways, now the Ice Awaken. I'm trying to go fast because there's a lot of fruits, so sorry. Now the Awaken Ice. The X now breaks instinct. That sounds like a really good change. Hitbox size increased by 25%. The C travel speed increased by 60%. Now the V is usable in air. What? That's gonna be good for stuns. Hold on. So before, you can use the V, right? And then after your V, you can't really Geppo for some reason. But if I do it midair, that kind of worked. I mean, that kind of worked, but it does it on the ground. So they have to be on the ground as well. But now on the new update, let's try it. So I still can't Geppo after that. But if I do it from midair, oh, so it now sits in the air. Wait, I still get stunned though. So really, if someone's camping in the air, I can possibly just like trap them. That's sick. That's actually kind of sick. It doesn't look realistic. I'm not gonna lie, because doesn't that look kind of awkward from like an immersion kind of perspective? Like how there's ice cubes forming in the air air. You know what I mean? That does look a little weird, to be honest, kind of clunky, but that's pretty good for PvP. That's actually an interesting change. I did not expect that. All right, Kitsune, the untransformed, same thing as I think it's the same thing as, or pretty much the same thing as Empyrean, almost, except for that big Z change. No longer breaks instinct, now instinct triggable for the Z tap. The X now channels on hit. The user cannot cast another ability before the animation completes. Yep. C and lag increased by 0.3 seconds. Yeah. Lightning, V tap hitbox size decreased by 10%. All right. The V hold hitbox size gain from the charging decreased by 25%. All right. Mammoth, all damage increased by 10%. Now the dash distance while transformed increased by 10%. Okay, these are starting to get smaller and smaller changes. Oh, hold on. This is the pain one. Okay, interesting. I can't really test this because I don't have a player to try it against in the main game. Wait, yeah, do I? Hold on. Actually, maybe I do. Last stand, passive. Last stand keeps the user in combat while active. Health resets to maximum and drains throughout the final stand duration. And healing is disabled. Defeating another player during this window deactivates last stand and resets the meter to 0. NPC eliminations do not count. We have to test this. Hold on. All right, I gotta go to a public server for this. All right, let's find someone. All right, who wants to fight me, buddy? Come on, I'm just a pain user. By the way, if you're confused why I'm testing in a public server, it's because I may or may not be recording this before the update goes live. Don't be mad at me. I'm sorry. I may or may not be recording this before the update goes live. That's how I've been doing these comparisons. Yeah, so that's how. Yeah, that's how. But come on, I want to fight someone. Hold on. You want? I'm gonna force it. Wait, I was just hitting him. How can I not hit him no more? What the frick? Oh, nice. He's been penalized, but I didn't get any bounty for that. Nice, that's cool. All right, Buddha user. I need you to like really hurt me. I need you to, oh my God, he's not in combat. Oh my God, I just ruined his farm. Ooh, I feel bad. All right, RC. Yeah, go fight me. Come on, there we go. So the moment I die, I should be activating last stand. Come on, hurt me, come on, kill me. What? You're winning! Why are you running? Why is he scared? Oh, here we go. That's why. What a chicken ass. Oh my God, okay, he's about to kill me. All right, now I'm awakened. Oh my God, we have to cheat so we could find out if it works. We had to kill him. Oh my God, we had to kill him. So that way we could prove when our pain meter goes away. Oh my God, let's kill him. So now that we killed him, my pain meter didn't reset and I should still die, right? Yeah, I should still die. Yeah, I still die even though I killed him. Now, when the update goes live, all right. So now he's gonna kill me. Oh, look at that. My pain meter's going down. Now let me kill him. Yo, I'm like spamming moves. This guy's not dying. Do I suck or something? Oh, now it ended. So the moment I kill a player, that's interesting. It would be cool if I could still be in that little enraged form until it like depletes my whole pain meter. And then like, I don't still end up dying. You know what I mean? So that way my whole like rage thing does not end right then and there after I get a kill. Preferably, I like that to keep going. I don't know. Maybe that's too broken. I don't know. Let me know. All right, we're almost done. All right, now Phoenix. It's been needing a buff. Now, what kind of buff did it get? The M1 damage increased by 20%. The hitbox size increased by 20%. Explosion hitbox size increased by 20%. This is all to the transformed awakened M1. Now, the Z skill for the awakened transformed, the damage increase was by 15%. The X energy cost decreased by 40%, which is pretty good. The X skill is the healing skill or like the regeneration skill. So it makes for an even better healer when you're doing all this like combat PvP stuff. Quake, the awakened Quake. The only change that remain to a Quake is through the awakened version. Z damage increased by 20% and lag decreased by 70%. Damn, okay. X damage increased by 40% and the wind up decreased by 30% and lag decreased by 30%. These are like big percentages. These are like big changes. Hold on. Z damage increased by 40, wind up decreased by 30, and lag decreased by 30%. I'm getting tired of saying these percentages. V damage increased by 20%. That's pretty good. That might be on par with like the Do changes, honestly. honestly. Now Sand Awaken. Oh, this is a pretty controversial, really good PvP fruit. Let's see what happened. On hit, end lag decreased by 40% for the Awakened X skill. The Sea Awakened, end lag decreased by 16%. Hitbox size increased by 25%. Nice. Vortex strength increased by 100. Pulling enemies more strongly towards the center. Cast time decreased by 50. Flight speed increased by 25%. Whoa, that is a lot of changes for Sand Fruit. All right, I'm speeding through this. Come on. Awaken Z. Damage increased by 50%. Range increased by 20%. Hitbox size increased by 60%. Damn, Jesus. X hitbox size increased by 30%. Stun duration increased by 20%. Oh my god, bro. How many changes does Tiger need? And it got buffed, bro? What? When did it ever need a buff? Hold on. It transformed. X wind up decreased by 20. Hitbox, blah, 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 blah. Is there like any interesting one? Blazing form heals for 30% of your maximum health upon entering blazing form. That's disgusting. The Z increased by 30%, like the damage. The X travel speed increased by 50. Yo, testers, I don't know if you're a furry, but this tiger fruit does not need to be doing all of that. Like, oh my god, why is it so strong? By the way, guys, not to like be a sellout, I'm not making money for this, but Blox is the game I make videos on. They released a action figure. Wow, look at that. You can move the limb, you can like do that, you can do this because you do not like the tiger fruit for all the buffs they got. You can move all the legs, the joints. You can do like all this sort of cool stuff. And yeah, isn't that cool? Oh my god, I broke its foot. Jesus. Anyways, Bloxers, let me know when you want to pay me for that free advertisement. But dude, back to the main topic. Holy crap, dude, is this why you got so many buffs? Because you released a freaking new action figure. Oh my god. Okay, I broke it. No way. Yo, they're not, bro. They are not paying me anymore. Oh my god, bro. They're not gonna pay me. To be fair, I did play with this pretty roughly. I did throw it down the stairs, so maybe that's why it broke just now. But oh my god. I'm sorry, Tiger. I think I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay, all I had to do was put it back. Now it's fixed. Yo, my heart stopped. Bro, I paid like 30 bucks for that. 20 bucks. All right, whatever. Werewolf, just as many changes. Holy crap. The passive life heals for 33% of all damage dealt. I don't know if that's good or not, but it still has like the healing factor. Bro, where's the werewolf action figure at this point? Tiger and werewolf just got insane changes. Now the final one, I'm so happy because I've been yapping, I'm losing my voice. The transformed F, hitbox size increased by 10%, all damage increased by 10%. It's kind of like Fiend. Actually, what did Fiend get? Oh, Fiend actually got a lot more changes, but the Yeti didn't get so much. And I think I covered everything. We will continue watching how the new meta develops and make proper balancing changes as time goes on. Guys, this has been the biggest PvP balance stupid whatever patch. I'm sorry, I'm just tired of talking. I've been talking for like 3 hours because I had to do so many retakes. By the time this video comes out is when the patch comes out, I'm pretty sure. So let me know what you guys think about the PvP in the comments down below. If you like the changes, if you don't, let me know. Let the owners know, speak your word, let them know what should be changed, what should be fixed, so that way when the next balance patch comes out, there's more to be fixed and, you know, readjusted. So all right, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.